3, 2, 1. Woo! Welcome back to... Oh. What was that? Okay, welcome back to episode 39 of the Point Podcast. It's your boy, TK. Woo! And then we've got Brock.
I'm here.
Oh, and we've got Ben.
I'm from Worms.
They're back to normal. We did a little silly joke there. It was called the Silly Joke Special episode. Woo! Wait, are we on 39? 38. Episode 38. Sorry, bro. Sorry if I said the wrong thing again.
Don't come for us, Jeremy.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. I'm sorry. But we're back. We're back in black, baby. No, we're not going to do music again.
Thank you.
Why?
Who sings that song?
Who?
I don't know.
You don't know who sings Back in Black?
Oh, no, I can't think of it right now because I don't care.
Back in Black! I hit the sack! One of the biggest Australian
it's
bands.
AC/DC. I don't care.
Oh, he did know it. He's just lying.
We win.
He's trying to be an epic gamer. He's trying to show off that he actually doesn't know anything.
Quirky.
But yeah, edgy, quirky. I don't know gaming. I don't know music because I'm such a gamer. We got you, bro. You're actually cool and smart.
Awesome. Can we do our podcast now?
Right, we're doing it right now. This is what people tune in for. It's us to make fun of you. God, yeah. So we had some things to talk about today.
Podcast things.
Do we want to talk about them though?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go.
All right. Are there any iconic game over noises you guys can think of? Or what are the most iconic game over noises that you can think of?
Probably this one.
What game is that from?
Yeah, I can't think of a single game that would be from.
There's trombones in Wii Music.
There are trombones.
I got ya. Well, you go. What do you think?
Worst one for me would be the drowning noise.
Worst one? I thought you did best. Most
no,
memorable.
most iconic, but
Okay, yeah.
memorable because it's the one that haunted me for a while, just because I dislike the idea. The drowning noise that you get in Sonic.
I don't think I've ever drowned in Sonic. I didn't know you could drown in Sonic. Doesn't he run on water?
No, if you go into the water and you stay down there too long.
Oh, well, I mean, that is what drowning is, but
Yes.
Yeah.
This is going to be quite difficult without hearing the noises myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I'll get him up. I'll freaking get him up, bro.
I reckon the most iconic one right now is probably the Dark Souls, Elden Ring, death noise.
Yeah, that's pretty popular. Okay, so it's Sonic
Sonic drowning.
Drowning.
Let's see what we got.
I know the music, but
Yes,
that's not like a death sound though.
No, but there is a noise it makes when he drowns.
Death sound. Okay, so
Drowning.
the evolution of Sonic drowning. Now this seems to me, I won't like. This seems like a fetish.
That is not
The
what I
new
wanted to.
Samsung S25
What'd he say?
Ultra.
We just need the original drowning noise. That's all we need. We don't need.
The thing
No,
is,
I'm just saying this video. So, I know this part.
Yes.
he's breathing out numbers.
Yeah, that's how long he's got left. Oh god, yeah. What, that?
Yes.
That's quite cool. I
As a
like that.
kid, that did not like that.
How often were you getting stuck down under the water though?
For Sonic 1, quite often. Sonic 2, a little bit better.
They heard your hours play for you by then. So,
Well, what about you, Ben? You got any death sounds?
I mean, would we count the wasted from GTA?
Yeah.
That's
GTA
pretty-
wasted. Bang! Why GTA wasted? Because that's changed over time though. Like, are you talking about like?
I mean, 5's the freshest in my head.
Yeah,
'cause
5's
obviously-
I think the most iconic probably.
Yeah.
This is GTA 5.
Because wasn't the original one, it didn't quite make that noise. It had like a
San Andreas
audience
had like
groaning or something.
a song. Oh, no,
Oh,
I'm
here we
thinking
go.
the Mission Pass one.
This is the original GTA. Oh,
I like
yeah.
that logo better. For the original GTA.
one. Your brown bread. It's supposed to be dead. This is GTA 2. I do remember that. And this is probably the most iconic one besides 5, I would say. But it doesn't actually have a
It didn't
sound.
make any noise. Yeah.
About to say, I don't think Vice City does either, does it? Or San Andreas. It just goes out with the thing saying wasted.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember San Andreas. Oh my lord.
Here we go.
Yo, sorry ass.
Whoa, what's going on here? He's done the chitty chitty bang bang. Yeah, no, it's just the screen doing the wobble. And GTA 4 was slow-mo as well.
I love Liberty City Stories. Great game.
Yeah, there was nothing in GTA 4. I do remember this a lot, just having the cops or whatever just shooting on you. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty classic. I think
the mission passing is what I had in my head because that changes a little bit with the music.
Yeah.
Which I don't think there's much of that in GTA 5, if anything. It's just the cash.
I will say, I think... this hasn't been...
I mean, you played another iconic one earlier. You played the Mario Death Sound.
The Mario Death Sound's pretty...
Mario Death Sound is pretty popular. Mario Death Sound. Let's talk about something else. I think this is going to get a bit boring for just me typing up the whole time.
What other ones do you have in your head, Brock?
I got a couple. I mean, most of mine are from games I used to play back on the Sega Mega Drive. So I got stuff like the death noise from Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, where he just turns into a ghost and just makes that whop 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 noise.
I want you to do all the sound effects from now on.
No thanks.
I think that would be better. Can you do the characters in the Lego Star Wars games dying and falling to a million pieces?
We are getting that up. Yeah,
what?
100%.
Just the noise of bricks clattering to the floor?
No,
I
you don't.
make that noise.
Yells.
They all have different yells.
Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars. Yeah, complete saga. We don't have that Skywalker thing.
Death. Sounds.
Because they're all individual.
All
death sounds.
This is exactly what we're looking for.
That's mine.
Yeah, the Yoda one was always fun.
God, yeah.
Yo.
God, that game was ahead of its time. Sounded exactly like the one in the movie.
Yeah.
It just killed.
Half them probably rips.
His front profile is very funny.
Oh yeah, Indiana Jones was in it. I forgot about that.
So random.
No, I can't believe you guys haven't thought of the one I'm about to say. It's from one of my favorite games. Metal Gear ones.
I was going to say the
we both
HEV suit beep as well.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
I also haven't played Metal Gear other than that brief stint I had on 5.
I think this is probably one of, if not the most iconic death scene. It's got a bunch of factors to it. All right, we'll do this one. We can't show that. We can't show that.
No, we can't.
I'm not doing it. No, I don't mean to click it again. It's just a video of a snake getting destroyed in a fan, and then it's doing the snakes. But now I've got a fucking ad. Fuck off.
I thought you bought YouTube Premium.
Yeah, it's not on the Save Point account. It's on my own one, so I can actually use it when I want to use it. I don't want to buy it twice.
Surely you can group them accounts.
I don't think you can. Oh, you might be able to.
Drake, are you okay?
It's the same sort of transition I wanted for our logo at one point.
Yeah, it was. I was like, very Metal Gear. And then the gunshot. God, yeah.
What was your thought, Ben? Mainly, you would
I don't
know
have
as
a
well,
lot of
but
them.
the Batman Arkham series, where any time you died, you'd have one of the villains step in and
that was cool.
berate you, essentially.
What do you mean, not me?
Because we've talked about it way more than you've talked about it. But anyway,
I literally played I played the fuck out of the first one. I 100%ed that.
do you have thoughts on it?
No.
No,
no, they're cool.
It is cool because, especially when playing it on PC, it's looks better than it did on the PS3, where they're all real jank models.
Yeah.
And the tip coming up that says like, so like obviously someone to help you for when you've died, but especially if you get killed by like Joker's henchman or something, then it comes up with him or Harley. Is cool, rather than it just being, I mean, the henchman don't pop up.
Henchman number 6. Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
That was it was a cool idea for sure.
It was.
I mean, my biggest thing is if I just don't want to be delayed. I want to get back into the game as quick as possible.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Is any game that has just a quick thing of just like, yep, you died. Here's a quick thing, and then straight back into it. It's why like Halo. There's no real iconic noise for dying other than maybe Master Chief has gone, oof.
And he goes,
Yeah, but then it's like 2 seconds later, you're straight back into it.
I will say that's why that's one reason I do prefer playing COD sometimes, is because the loading in Battlefield it's like, I don't want to wait 10, 15 seconds. I know it doesn't seem like much, but
you're spectating other players during that time.
No, not always. Because like if you go down, you can get rezzed for like 10 seconds. So you can either wait for your medic that you can see off into the distance that's just running further away from you. You're spamming revive. You die, and then you get taken back out to the big bird's eye. And then it's like, oh, do you want to change your class or pick your point? Pick on it does take a while.
Yeah, especially if you're going somewhere like, it's like, I don't know, like, was it Operation Lockout or something, where it's like murder tunnel, like 20k, and you're just getting destroyed as soon as you spawn. Yeah. And it's like that constantly.
Which if you're on like a map and you're sniping and you're like, oh, you're dying every 15 minutes, not too big of an issue.
Yeah, that's fine at all.
But if you're playing Assault and trying to run through and kill people up close, it's a bit of a ball ache trying to get back there and just do it consistently, because by the time you get there, everyone's either gone or you're out of the fight completely.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, more on like unnecessarily long death sequences. I really dislike, as much as I like the game State of Decay, having to, if you die in that game, particularly if you are actually killed by zombies, you have to watch your character get ripped apart by zombies. Yeah. And it's just like, just let me get to the next character. Just put me straight back in. I don't want to have to watch all of this.
I'm trying to think if there's any games that I've played that's like that. I mean, all I think that is multiplayer games, but I mean, it's like that quick respawn, or you've just got to wait till you get revived, which can take 5-10 minutes, or it's like instant spawn back in. I don't know. There's too many options.
I could be wrong on this. Is there one of the COD games, was it set so that like you have your like, oh, you've gone down, might not have been COD at all. You've gone down, you have your like respawn timer that during which the medic can come and heal you. But was there something put into place where like if there's no medic within a certain radius of you, you just die instantly?
Not to my knowledge.
Probably not. Definitely not Call of Duty. There'd be something in probably Battlefield, but I think it's just you get revived by.
You also usually have the option to like,
self-sacrifice,
like give up or wait to get healed.
Okay.
Like a lot of games.
I have a vague memory of playing something where, like, if no one chose to play medic on your team, you're basically screwed. Like there was no sort of like fighting forward.
There's a few games like that.
Respawning back at base and running forward.
I mean, we talked about Battlefield last episode, but it definitely helps to have a medic on your squad.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those games where you are rewarded to have most people, like at least if you have a medic and an engineer, you're gonna be mostly fine.
Yeah, if you get into a vehicle, you're
like there's sniper assault, and then what is it, heavy or what's?
I think engineer was technically heavy.
Because engineers usually had like SMGs and close quarter sort of stuff, didn't they?
And medic had like M1s and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh well, you could usually some of the weapons would cross over between all the classes, but there was like 4 classes. I mean, it's been a while since I played Battlefield, but like a standard assault, a sniper. I feel like some sort of heavy class, medic and engineer, and medic and engineer. I mean, like engineer depends on the map, but medic, it does definitely help to have that for sure. But it's not super essential. But I mean, you're definitely going to have a lot more fucking up. Like having it like on like one of those maps like Operation Lockout, and you're a medic and you can just go over and revive all these people that have just been killed. Because how the revive system works in some of the older Battlefield games is you're dead and you go back to the loading screen, you're waiting those 10, 15 seconds, and you just get spawned straight back in because you've been revived. You don't even get a say.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is sometimes if you're like, oh, I'm going to change my class, don't res
Sometimes
me.
annoying. Sometimes like, oh fuck yeah.
Because you're like, oh yeah, I was like, oh, I'm going to change my sniper and put it back on, and then you go to click it, and it's like getting revived. You're like, no, especially Helda. Oh, not. What was I playing recently that has that same sort of function? Oh,
Minecraft.
No, not Minecraft. It was some other multiplayer game we were playing. I was like, don't revive me. I'm going to change my class. And the next minute it's like, oh, you've been brought back. And I'm like, I want to change my class. Don't do it. I'm trying to think what I was playing. I don't know if it was on PlayStation or PC.
I mean, if it's been in the last couple of days, wouldn't be Marvels or anything.
No,
because you can't do that.
Did you ever get
Let me look at my...
Ben on PC BattleBit remastered?
No. I've heard of it. I've never played it.
Really cool. I tried to play it the other day and I feel like there was no servers, but it was massive. It was just Battlefield, but like Minecraft looking.
Yep.
That's cool.
And it was really fun.
Oh yeah, no, I do know what you're talking about actually. What was this game?
But like I think it's sort of like died now.
It had its heyday, and now it's kind of just.
It was like a year and a half ago or something.
Yeah.
I think it was big. It was pretty cheap on Steam.
The finals. That's what it was.
The finals, which is done now, isn't it?
No, it's still going.
I thought, oh no, I was thinking of X Defiant.
No, that's well and truly in the ground.
Yeah.
But no, well, you play that and it's like you can be picked, like your little statue thing can be carried off somewhere safe and be rezzed, or you just got to wait till you've got your respawn coin to put back in. And I was like, don't res me. And you type it in chat, it's like, do not revive me. And then you just get defibbed and you're like, well.
People don't look at chat half the time.
It's like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll just use this really bad SMG again. And you die immediately again. And then they keep going. It's like, stop.
What is the best chat you've had in a game? What chat is the best to talk in or deal with?
Oh. I'd much prefer voice chat particularly if it's something like
can be voice chat
fast,
as well.
Then I'd prefer something to have like some sort of voice functionality, because like you don't always have the luxury of typing out a message, particularly if it's something that like, hey, I need to be precise about this. I need to give precise.
It doesn't even need to be like.
Do you mean
in that sense?
What game? Like what
enjoyment.
chat function in certain games?
Well, because for example, my one is TF2. The chat in that, like you'd go into some games and it'll just be outrageous. It wouldn't be just saying stuff, but it'd be funny, or it would just be like you could go into a game by yourself and it feels like you're playing with mates. How much fun you're having because of all the banter going on.
Yeah.
And you go into lobbies and people are yelling and screaming as you see turrets shooting and things like that in the background. TF2 was definitely that one for me.
I mean, the most toxic chat I've ever seen is definitely Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh,
yeah.
Some things get said at that casino, trust me, when the horses are racing.
I mean, to be fair,
yeah.
I will say, I mean, it's the beaten to death type of thing, but it was back in the day. COD lobbies were definitely, it's beaten to death like crazy, but they were definitely a different
just
breed.
Full of toxicity.
I remember when I think Infinite Warfare came out, and the best selling point of that game was it came with Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yep.
And you jump into those lobbies, and it was just exactly like it used to be, because everyone's like, "Oh, we're going back in time. This is hectic," and it was just the most absurd rubbish.
Back when, everyone sounded like they had a mic from 15 feet away.
Yeah, Halo had some stuff like that as well. Some of those Halo Reach and 3 lobbies were pretty.
I remember
Halo Infinite lobbies got pretty racy at one point when we were playing it during uni. That was not expecting that straight out the gate.
Yeah.
Speaking of Halo, I haven't touched this new one, but Splitgate 2. Getting some up and down reviews. Most of the down reviews I've seen, at least, people just complaining about servers. But man, I played some Splitgate 1. My mate, old roommate, also, he played a fuck ton of Splitgate. I think he's got like at least 2,000 hours type of deal every single night for years.
Jeez. That's
it's
dedication.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not a gamer, and that was just something he latched onto.
Okay.
But
2,000 hours though, that's a significant latch, honestly. Particularly if someone's not a gamer.
My mate Jack, he doesn't play. He's 2 big things he plays is Splitgate and GeoGuessr. So
one of those isn't really a game, so
oh well, he is like next level. He's like watching GeoGuessr videos and like, okay, I can tell straight away this is Brazil because of this plant, like that level. Not just like I play the game a bit, like he plays a lot. But I understand Splitgate is at least the first one. I haven't played the second one yet. I'm waiting for a new PC and wait until I get that. Splitgate definitely feels great to play.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know you've never played it.
The original, no.
No, or either of them. But on PC, Splitgate is so fun, feels so fluid.
For PC.
Yeah, and not being a AAA game, it is extremely solid in that way. And there's honestly been lacking of games in recent time that just feel great out of the box and like, oh, this feels good. Because one example, don't want to cut you off.
No, I've got a topic.
I was talking to a few people about this before. Cyberpunk on PS5, I feel like controls like shit. The
sensitivity
ADS
is so out.
Yeah,
it's
the sensitivity
ridiculous.
is really bad. I had to go onto Reddit to see what people were putting on, put some things on. It felt okay, but I was like, this feels really, really bad.
Yeah, because you've played it both console and PC, yeah?
I've only played it console.
Oh, okay.
And it's
on
honestly,
PC as well.
I feel this is one of the only games ever where, so Cyberpunk is one of the only games ever where I have definitely lost enjoyment because of how bad the aiming is on it, or how bad the sensitivity is on console.
I never used guns for that reason. So I played through it when it was buggy at the start.
Yeah,
so
did I.
I had like $130 in my account at that point. I was like, the game comes out tomorrow, I'm going to download it and play it.
Yep.
Then it was horrendous. So I was like, whatever, I'll keep playing it. And I just couldn't get a hang of anything. So I was like, I'm going with the Mantis Blades and I'm just getting up close and slashing people. Because it wasn't any fun trying to use the guns and zoom in and slow down time.
It really, really sucked. I couldn't believe it. Which sucks because I really want to go back and get into it for Phantom Liberty and things like that. We had a mate, Jimmy. I think he's playing it on console originally. He's playing it on PC now.
Yeah, he played it on PC and then I think.
Some of my other mates were playing it on console, and I'm like, I just can't do it. It's one of the only games, and I much prefer big RPGs like Cyberpunk. I 100% prefer to play them on console, just for the fact I like to sit in bed or sit on the lounge while chilling on that
relaxing spot. Yeah,
definitely play better and feel better on PC, but especially where it's like nights like tonight where it is freezing bitter cold here. I don't want to be up on the PC trying to play. It's just not.
You want to be under the duvet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The duvet.
Yeah.
The duvet.
Duvet, whatever.
Duna.
I would love to do that if my PC was working.
It's working. We'll get it there. No, I haven't played it yet. It's one of those games that's like, I've got it there. I'm going to play it at some point. But it's one of those games where I'm like, this is going to be I've got 2 weeks off. I'm just going to sink all my time into that. And I haven't had any period of time long enough for that yet.
Do you think Cyberpunk is one of those delve yourself? It definitely is the genre for it. But I feel like it's always, everyone I know who's played Cyberpunk plays it for like a week and they mostly just do the main story. And that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of side stuff.
There's heaps there, but I just don't feel like I've heard people. It's not like a Skyrim for people or a Fallout. I don't know why.
I went to try and get the platinum because I had finished the story and got the ending I needed. So I was like, whatever, I'm going to go do the other missions. And it's like, buy all the cars. You need to go do this and do all the missions for this lady. And then it's just like sometimes when you do like the Skyrim side missions, there's a little bit of effort going into them.
Yeah.
So it's worth playing it because there's like Thieves Guild and you go do Dark Brotherhood. They're all slightly different, so it's fun. This was just like, you got to go collect these things or these bounties from this person. Cool, done that. You go do the same thing, but it's cars you're collecting now, and it was just tedious, and there wasn't a lot of. I mean, you could replay it and do different builds and stuff like that, and do full stealth or just. I did the gorilla hands one time. That was fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you just pulverize everyone.
There is a lot of stuff like that. That's really cool about that game.
The dildo sword thing, that was fun.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't see a reason to go back and play it unless I haven't played Phantom Liberty yet, which I've heard.
Phantom Liberty and Cyberpunk 2.0.
So I played it when Cyberpunk 2.0 came out.
Well, that was when Phantom Liberty came out, wasn't it? Yeah.
But I didn't buy the DLC because the update was free, but the DLC wasn't.
Because I know they added Phantom Liberty is like a big expansion from everything I've seen. I own it, but last time I played on console, it was
honking.
It was almost unplayable.
I get what they were going with 2.0 because it was obviously a bad launch off the rip.
Yeah, very bad.
I also didn't. Once they had fixed it and it was working as it was fine. 2.0 I think changed a few things where I jumped back into it like, I don't know, a month or two after I'd stopped playing it and played 2.0. I was like, this doesn't feel the same. I don't know what they had changed, but it didn't have that same... I went into it knowing what I had to do, and I had to like relearn all the controls because things had changed ever so slightly.
I also, PlayStation Network, you owe me like $110.
You've said
I
this
bought
before,
Cyberpunk when it came out. They had the refund thing because it was shit. I refunded it. They took the game away from me, never gave me the money back. I was a struggling uni student at the time. Fuck you.
Speaking of schools, what was the...
What the fuck was that? Hey,
Record. Do the other one, the rewind one.
No. What was the multiplayer game that you would play all through school?
With children. Halo.
Halo?
Halo. I played Halo with my mates all the time.
No, at the school, though, is what I'm meaning.
Didn't play games at school.
I went there to learn, Brock, and make friends and have social interactions.
Like brought my DS when I was young.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose mine. I didn't take mine with me.
We had the original Unreal tournament. We had it. I can't remember who put it on there, but someone managed to sneak it into one of the drives on the school network. And as many times as they deleted off the computers, we just re-downloaded it from that drive, and
I get what you
every
mean
computer
now.
lesson was just
I get what you mean now with your question. Yeah, we played COD 4.
COD 4.
And what did we like? COD 4, San Andreas. We'd all sit along the back line. And just play it like in our geography class was like set up in big long desks.
Yeah, I know.
All of us would sit there and play COD 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't have
Geometry Dash and like.
you're talking about your own computers you brought?
No, the school ones they gave us.
How did they handle COD 4?
Don't know, but it worked. Those little Dell Inspiron things, those things weren't.
We had
They weren't fine.
Lenovo's.
I had that when I got to year 11 and 12, and it was obviously not a Catholic school anymore. And there's little really tiny ThinkPad. Yep, that's what we're.
This is not to do with gaming at all. So it used to be standard. Australian government gave out to all public schools laptops to children in year 9 to get them through the rest of school to use them for work because they were moving everything to digital. So I was the last year that they had that thing in.
Really?
Yeah. My school decided to not give them to the students. They decided to take them all and put them in trolleys so everyone could use them.
We had that as well.
They were immediately broken within like a month.
Yep.
And they were like, oh, we had the trolleys for each section. So it was all of our ones got fucked up. I'm still dirty about it.
Yeah, should have gone. If it was supposed to go directly to the students, should have been given to the students.
Oh, it's a school.
We had those trolleys, so you could get like your laptops out or chuck them in there to charge. They were obviously for everyone who forgot their laptops. There was only like maybe 10 or 15 per like split room type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just take it out and you go, oh, I didn't charge my laptop today because we had these big, thick black laptop bag. They were like very dense to like make sure we didn't damage the laptops. But no, they handled everything. Like once it got home and was off the network, completely unlocked. You could do whatever you want.
That's crazy.
When Borderlands 2
Torrent
came out,
machine.
went round to a mate's place with a couple of other people, and we were playing there. One of the girls that was there, her sister's boyfriend had turned up, and he was playing with us Borderlands 2 on his dinky little school laptop. He must have had everything turned down to like ultra
0.
low.
Yeah.
It's like this tiny little thing, like little bit bigger than the keyboard on the like just the keyboard section.
Oh yeah, like 11-inch
Yeah,
computer
tiny
type of thing. Yeah, they don't really make like 11-inch computers that much anymore.
I had a little one, like a little
laptops,
Linux one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dad got it for me to do schoolwork on, but it was legitimately like smaller than a iPad 10th gen. Its thing was, you open it up and I was like, they had the Linux Penguin on it or whatever it is, and it was
just
it was the shoddiest thing ever.
I've still got one of the. I don't think it's even 11-inch. I think it might only be like. Maybe it's
11-inch is too much anyway.
Yeah.
Might only be like a 10-inch screen or something, but like it's a tiny little laptop with like, there's one USB port on it. There's one power.
Sounds like an Apple computer.
That's all it had. Yeah, but
mine only had the one USB port on it as well.
I might bring it in one day because I've just retrofitted it as a XP machine.
How often are you going to be using this XP machine you've just refitted?
To do anything on?
I used it 2 weeks ago.
To do what?
To
download 95 on another computer.
No. Did I use it for? Can't remember. I used it for something and I could only use it on that computer for some reason.
Very important.
Good waste of time.
I have too many computers at my house.
You do? Why don't you give me one?
I tried to. You gave it back.
Oh, no.
I tried to give you 2 computers, actually. I gave you the emulation box and I gave you a Windows XP machine.
Oh, yeah, because he wants to play Cyberpunk on a Windows XP machine. Exactly
gave
right.
both of them back.
I think mine was a bit better. I gave you a machine with 3080 in it.
One.
Well, I still gave it to you.
You could give me working computer parts.
I could. But
they're not going to help my problems.
You need a 2 terabyte drive, and I don't have a working 2 terabyte.
I need a 4 terabyte drive.
Speaking of computers, we might have a computer video coming out soon. We might be getting a very, very beefy machine in the studio.
For the Save Point boys to share.
Fuck off. Yeah. Oh, well, if we're doing that, you can share your tax return with me then.
No, I would buy my own.
Yeah, that's what I thought. No, we might be getting a very, very beefy machine in for a very, very, very good price. I'm not going to say how.
Brock stole it.
Brock stole it. It fell off the back of a truck. But we might be doing some cool things with that. I don't know. We can download all the nude mods and they won't crash.
Thomas the Tank Engine Skyrim mod.
I thought you were about to say Thomas the Tank Engine nude mod. I was like, no.
I don't know what you're into, but I'm not into naked trains.
Yeah, get his little train ock out.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
What's the worst PC failure you've had?
Regarding?
Like the computer breaking. Whether it be like a school laptop
my
or something.
my GPU got fried.
Yeah.
My GPU got fried because the power supply wasn't strong enough. I bought this is not a good plug for them at all, but I bought a PC from Aftershock, which is currently now Brock's PC. That was a small form factor. This was about 2.5-3 years ago. Small form factor 3080 machine. It was like a rectangle like that, and it was like a plinth. It almost looked like an Xbox. Like an Xbox.
That's not the one I've got.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's always like a Xbox
Series X.
Series X. And had a 3080, like 16. I think it was only 16 gigabyte of RAM actually. Like a 2 terabyte, something, whatever in it. And it was a small form factor one that the bloody power supply. You all right, bro?
Sorry, keep going.
All right. So it was a small form factor PC that the power supply in it didn't end up being strong enough for the actual graphics card. So,
which is weird because they built the computer.
I know I think it was something to do with the fact that this small form factor the case was very small and it didn't let it dissipate heat enough, so it was pulling more or something like that, and it just ended up frying itself after like a year and a half. But shout out to Aftershock PCs, because after the PC that I bought from them stuffed up, I sent it back to them. They immediately were like, yep, this happened because it just fried, the power supply wasn't good enough. We put in a new one that's 950 watt now for free. We've replaced your graphics card for free, and we just don't have a small form factor case like that anymore. So
you got a big form factor case.
In the end, I did end up having a really big case, which was redundant to why I bought the computer. But at the same time, they did upgrade some stuff in it.
And they did it all free.
They did it all free, and it was covered under warranty stuff. But they were really good. Aftershock PC, really good. They immediately swapped it out, and I just sent it back to Melbourne. They sent it back to me. It was within I was talking to you the whole time about it. It was like a week and a half or so.
Yeah,
it was really
quite
quick.
Fast.
But shout out to Aftershock PC. Good brand. I recommend them. The one I'm getting isn't an Aftershock, but that's because this deal is way too...
No, the truck, it fell off hard.
It fell off hard.
Well, my biggest PC failure we had, which wasn't my fault at all, it was technically God's, but I obviously went to a Catholic school and we had religion assembly or some rubbish. And our laptops, we had to keep them in these bags at all time when we weren't in use. So they were pretty thick. They were durable. We had our meeting and we're like, oh, cool, we got to keep them with us. They're like, no, just keep them all outside the classroom. It's fine. It rained. All of them got damaged and they were just gross and it was disgusting. Laptops obviously don't like water very much.
No, they do not.
So they refused to fix them because it was an act of God. And then after a couple disgruntled parents took that personally, we got them fixed for free.
As you should have.
Correct.
Because you were told to put them out there.
Yes, and apparently an act of God is not covered under Australian consumer warranty. So
Yeah.
they went back on that pretty quickly. So thanks, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, my boy.
Okay, I just realised what you meant. The actual manufacturers replaced them, not the
Oh,
school.
no. The school got them fixed. The school fixed them, but like, obviously they're like, no, we're not going to fix it because it's not our fault that it rained. It's God's fault. But
It's God's fault, bro.
God's
I've
plan.
got 2 incidences where I had computer fails. One was my first ever computer. We're going somewhere to visit a friend, had my computer in the back of the car, and my partner who was driving hit a speed bump at speed, and the computer, when I got it to my mate's place and turned it on, the graphics card had ripped the
Come off.
PCIe
Out of the
Board out of
motherboard.
strip straight off the thing, yeah. The other one was I was building a computer for a friend and they sent us the wrong... I can't remember if they sent us the wrong CPU or the wrong motherboard. I think it was the wrong motherboard. It was the right class of motherboard, just the wrong model inside of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, the CPU fit it, but it wasn't compatible. And I sent it, like, the entire lot back to them. This was through PC case gear.
Okay, yeah.
So, fuck you. Still angry.
Pointed at the TV for no reason.
Yeah, I meant to point at the camera. Anyway, sent it back to them with, like, exact notes of, like, tried to do this, tried to do XYZ, is not working, seems this is not compatible. Can you please test and verify? And they sent back a thing saying, yeah, we've tested it all. We've tested the CPU with this thing and we've tested the motherboard with this thing. They both work fine. Like, that is not the problem I was having with it. Can you test them together, please, and see whether you can figure out why they're not working together? And they're just like, no, sorry, you've bought the wrong parts. You're stuck with it.
See, look, we got the both ends of all of us is warranty related stuff, but
Yeah.
we got both ends of it where
You had
Aftershock
a- yeah, you
were
had a really
amazing,
good thing.
amazing, and they were so good with it. And then PC case gear were terrible.
Yeah.
I was just more annoyed that, like, hey, I sent you exact notes on, like, this CPU does not work with this motherboard. Can you please
Yeah, you've
find
tried
out
to
why?
help them out, and they just don't.
And they're
do it.
just like, no, they both work in separate builds.
I will say, I say that a lot, but what is your thoughts on buying extra warranty on things?
That was about to lead into what I was going to say.
Yeah. On something like that. So I'm about to buy this new computer.
Yep.
It is going to be a lot of money. I'm 100% buying anything I can to extend that further. Especially, it's an OEM. I'm buying a HP machine. It's a pre-built. I know pre-builts suck and people don't like them. This one
Does not suck.
it is very much,
From the deal you've told me you're getting on it, like,
yeah,
it's worth
well
worth
and
what
truly.
you're spending.
There is the graphics card in this machine is worth more than the whole machine, and it's brand new OEM. Like, it's very good. I'm 100% doing that. There is money on that thing. I am making sure I keep it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, at least personally, there's certain things that I think I will get a warranty on. Some things I won't. These cameras here, I wasn't able to get it on any of them. I've had ones in the past where 100% I'm getting it, because I once had a 10 grand camera shit on me, had it, and it saved my ass so hard.
I think you got to look at how much it's worth and how much you're using it.
Yep.
My laptop that I was using up until I bought your desktop, I got the extended coverage on that.
Yep.
Because the main reason I got it on that was because I was buying a floor model and I knew that the battery was going to be
There'll be no
cooked
battery.
very quickly.
Yeah.
And
Crazy how that happens.
indeed, within 2 months, the battery was cooked, because gaming laptop batteries are shithouse.
shit when they come out of the bloody factory.
Yeah.
I will say
They're not built for it. But the extended warranty, I ended up actually not using it. I should have. Really should have. Not that it would have mattered
But
much,
at least you had that peace of mind.
Yes, because I knew then if anything else happened where, hey, the graphics card cooked itself because the battery's screwed and some weird jank thing happened, I knew I could just walk it back in and be like, it's buggered, I have extended coverage, please fix. And would have been covered.
Don't think I've ever got it on a console.
Neither.
I've never got it on a console because I don't think I've ever had real big problems with the console.
They're designed to be used and abused, so they're built to last.
Controllers, different story.
Yes.
Yeah, which is weird that the way you said that they're built to be used and abused, they're built to last. The console, sure. The controller, which is arguably the bit that is the most used part of it, is not built to last.
See, my first PS5, I've only had the one, I don't know what I'm saying, the first PS5 controller that came in the box had stick drift within 24 hours. So I took it back, they swapped it, not a problem. I then went through, I think, another 2 iterations within that first 12 months of getting another controller because the first batch that came out were garbage.
Yep.
The first Edge controller I bought also went back immediately. And then I've now had this, I think I'm on my 3rd one because the second one had the same thing. The parts just wouldn't match back up after I cleaned it. So they fixed that. And then the 3rd one I've now had for, I don't know, 12 months, if that. And it stayed without an issue.
I have had my original PS5 controller the whole time I've had it. And I bought my PS5 in 2020.
Yeah.
It's got a few problems in it, but it's good enough to still use.
Yeah.
I do need a new one though.
I've got the 20th anniversary one still ready to be unboxed.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
My Switch, I'm on my 4th pair of Joy-Cons now because of stick drift.
Oh, Joy-Cons are notoriously shit.
They're horrible. I'm on my 4th pair of Joy-Cons, but the week after I bought that Switch, this was back in 2017.
Yeah.
I bought the Pro Controller. I'm still on the same Pro Controller. It does not have a single fault with it, honestly.
Yeah.
Battery life, like I charge it maybe once a month.
You play your Switch a lot.
I do. I like Zelda.
Fair.
Yeah, I charge the controller maybe once a month. There's no stick drift problems with it. There's no connection problems. It's great. But the Joy-Cons are, horrible.
No, that's what I hear, is that the Pro
quality.
Controller is really good for what it is.
Well, that's like when we did many episodes ago, we did our
Many,
controller
many.
tier list. We did our controller tier list. I voted it like quite highly.
You also had 45 goddamn controllers on that list.
No,
No,
that's
different one. We didn't end up airing that one.
We did not because we would have lost subscribers when we were.
We had 4 at the time, so yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, the controller tier list was kind of goated with that.
Yeah. We each have our favourites on there.
N64 controller still sucks.
Yeah, I don't have 3
does.
hands.
I'm sorry, like
The 3 arms, not 3
you've got
hands.
nostalgia blinding you if you think it's good. Like if you're holding it, like I'm sorry, it was never good. Never
It didn't
was.
need the middle section.
It didn't. It could have just been the side. I know they didn't have that exact idea at the time, and it's
No,
it's
they
fine,
had the
but, like,
idea that you would hold it in different ways for different games.
even the
but it was
Game
like,
Boy. I mean, not the Game Boy. The GameCube controller, I think, is shit.
I love the GameCube controller.
Yeah, but you were around when it was
yeah,
released.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's that
We were all around when it was released.
Yeah, but you're old.
Again, does not disprove what I said. Anyway,
I don't know. I guess I'm basic. I just like your generic.
Give me a
symmetrical.
DualShock and the original.
Yeah, DualShock is just undefeated.
And the original Xbox controller.
Yeah, the Duke is undefeated.
Yeah.
yeah, I liked the Duke.
Duke of your.
I kind of wish they'd bring back the black and white buttons for like the current model Xbox controllers.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it was so easy, like playing the original
They
Halo
brought
and
it
being
out.
like, oh, what's the torchlight button? Oh, the white button.
There you go.
yo.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I did like
Yeah, it
that.
was white for the torch and black to change grenades.
Nah. Yeah, but that's epic.
I'm trying to think of other controllers, but I mean, we've done this dance before, so.
I'm trying to think of anything I've ever bought extra like
You're gonna
warranty
say
on.
anything I've ever bought. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think it's
See, there's certain things like we bought a microwave recently.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, the last one lasted. I
Shout out
looked
Cody.
15 years. That thing looked
that-
battered.
Yeah, that microwave was
I
old.
spat everywhere.
We have a fridge here in the studio. That fridge,
is older than me.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
That was that was bought when my parents got married. They have been
They
divorced for
built
20
them
years.
to last. That's a thing that
Yeah.
was built to last.
Yeah,
this
we have
fridge
fridges
this
originally.
fridge is like 30 years old.
Yeah.
And it looks yellow inside. It's got yellowing on the
Got
parts
a
that could go yellow.
exploded Peachy Keen cans in the freezer.
I don't know if you
still
remember
fine,
it. My 34th, the fridge that was in the
No,
garage.
not
there,
really.
that thing's older than me.
Yeah.
It's
It's
very hard to do.
It is there.
yeah, it's old and it
Runs on
still
coal.
works. Still works fine.
Yeah,
I mean, there's certain things that just do.
we
I feel
had
like
that
fridges
exact
are
same fridge. Actually.
Washing machines last.
debatable.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I feel like washing machines, I've had to replace at least 3 or 4 in my life.
We've replaced 2, but each time it was because of electrical fault where like a lightning strike had happened and it had burnt out the thing.
I will
It wasn't
say-
that bits and pieces had worn through or anything like that.
The last one that I replaced was bought 10 years prior as a second-hand one. My dad bought it from like a friend who was had gotten a washing machine like a year prior, and then they got like given a really good one. So then they sold this new one for cheap, and then he had it for ages. And then he gave it to me when I moved out years ago, and I had it for like 5 or 6 years. And then I bought the Samsung one, which has a little tune at the end of it.
That's not going to last a year if it doesn't shut up. That thing's so annoying.
I like
What's
it.
the tune it plays? It's not green sleeves, is it?
No,
It's,
it
No,
goes
it's-
for ages. It's their own Samsung.
it's like
I
a
think.
legitimately like 45-second tune that just,
And you think it hits the end, and it's like-
and then it goes for another refrain. Yeah, it's so long.
He's nailed
Yeah,
There we go.
that's legitimately how long it goes.
It's
'cause I've
so fucking annoying.
It goes for age. I think you can
You
change
can
it.
you can change it. I'm pretty sure you might be able to put your own like little snippet things in.
We're leaving it. I'm doing the rock version of that one.
Speaking of things that haven't exploded, I think my mum's had her dryer for as long as I've been alive. Like her just normal dryer she's got in. It's still sitting up. It looks gross, but I mean
Is
it's
it still dry?
yeah.
Or is it wet now?
I mean technically it's in a constant state of both.
This isn't going to be a full topic, but I do have a question for both of you. Can either of you think of any machinery other than like your car or a car in general, that you would expect to buy and still be using possibly 20 years down the track?
I don't think cars built in the last 10 years are going to last 20 years.
No.
I think
TVs maybe?
Not my cameras. I mean, if I took care of them, yeah. But the lenses, I reckon I could. Is technically machinery. It's electronics. There's motors in them.
Yeah.
If you take care of these, I reckon you
I'm
could
not
get
even
up to
talking.
half a century.
I'm not talking stuff with like it has to be mechanical. Like electrical is fine. I'd buy like my Game Boy Advance is more than 20 years old. It still works. But I mean, other than
Yeah, my SP still
consoles, I don't have many.
Record players
Yeah.
tend to last
Quality one.
very long.
Yeah.
Like I don't have them now. I had a record player from the 50s that my great uncle gave my grandmother and she gave to me. And it looks like balsa wood all around the sides of it. And it felt old.
Yeah.
But it still played.
I can
It
think
just
of.
lost its belt.
I know a couple of people that still have the old window-mounted air conditioners that would be at least 20
That's
years
not-
old that still work.
It's not uncommon though.
That's functional
it's-
in the right cities that's required.
It's still a thing. You can still buy them new.
Oh, I know, but like these are ones that like
Yeah, like
they were
old
there
ones.
when we
My
were in
dad's
high
house
school.
has got one of those.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I can't think of anything.
My TV before the one that I have in my lounge room now, I had a Hisense plasma TV that lasted like 16, 17 years. It was
Yeah.
pretty old. Old CRT TVs still last.
Yeah.
There's things that you can't repair in them anymore, but like there is still a lot of them that have lasted.
And people prefer them for older.
Oh, for a lot of things.
yeah.
There's so many things that they're better at than other stuff.
I've still got a power board I've had for like 15 years.
Now you should probably change that. I also do. I've got ones that are yellowed, like that fridge. And I'm like, I should not.
pretty
be using that
sure
anymore.
it's in the studio setting up the mesh system. I think that's that one.
Oh god, yeah.
I have
That's
bought
alright.
all my expensive stuff now. I've got proper ones that are all like the surge
protected, yeah.
But
I
this
got
is
surge
like
protected Belkin ones that are going to give me like $80,000 if they fail or whatever.
not a bad option. But I mean, like
Yeah.
my TV, the first TV I got was like a 50-inch Hisense. That thing lasted 6 years before I had a dead pixel, and it still worked up until this year because I sold it to a friend for like $200, and it still worked. And then my Sony one I've got now is 6 years old.
My first TV. Actually, no, it wasn't my first TV. The first TV I had in my room was just like a tiny little
Little
CRT
tube.
thing.
Yeah, I had one as well.
But then I
The
bought,
Nickelodeon SpongeBob one.
I bought a bigger CRT when I moved out into the shed, into a separate room.
And the sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had many sheds.
Many sheds.
No, I bought I don't think it was 50-inch. I think it would have been
No.
under 50.
It would have been like
But it was
30.
No, it was
50-inch
it was big.
CRT, you would have been selling your kidney for that back in the day.
Yeah,
It cost
50 inch
me like-
in a square too. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Well,
a
no,
big TV.
Yeah, okay, it definitely wasn't 50. It would have been probably 43, maybe 38, something. It was in that range. Cost me like $500 from Harvey Norman.
Back in the day, yeah.
I'm gonna
No.
see if I can find
No,
Dad's
it's good
50-inch
guys.
TV he had.
I
Good guys
get-
or Bingley. Whatever. Anyway,
I get
but-
massive nostalgia for old tech shops like that.
but I bought it, managed to get into the backseat of Mum's car. We drove it home. I
But
put it in.
upright. Don't put those face down.
Yeah. Got into my room and all that. Within a month, it had a hole in the plastic molding of it because dumbass teenager me put a dartboard directly above it.
You're an idiot.
And me and my mates were sitting on my bed just like throwing darts at the thing while watching something. Probably someone played Tony Hawk or Burnout or something. And yeah, one of the darts dipped low and just like thunk into the top molding of the...
God. Idiot.
I'm trying to find. Dad had this TV when we lived. I don't know where it was, but this system that
Somewhere.
he had, it was somewhere definitely. It was a floor TV. It had the big speaker at the bottom and up the sides. And this thing, I can't think of what brand it was. I thought it was Panasonic. I can't find anything. But this thing, you looked at it and you're like, oh, that's cool. And you look behind it and it's just a big half crescent right to the ground. And this thing was massive.
I feel like I've seen those before. And,
And-
there'd be ones that have cabinets in the bottom of
Yep.
them as well.
Yeah, it had like little DVD slots, but then it also had speakers built into the same thing.
Yeah.
Trying to pull this thing apart.
That's actually something that most people will probably have for like 20 years or so. They would have speakers.
Yeah,
Like
full
speakers,
units.
if you had good speakers back in the day, they, as long as you took care of them and didn't have kids poke the crap out
Yeah,
of them.
the problem is with speakers is that if you crank them too much, they can...
there's no fixing
they
them.
can go, yeah.
You got to replace basically half the electronics in it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wish the stuff did last longer. Like, I mean, I feel like one thing my dad has always said is cars are a necessary evil because they always will have a problem eventually,
Yeah.
but you need it. And you're going to... Most people, like, when it gets to a certain point, you're spending more on repairing your car than the car itself. These days, a bit different because cars are so expensive.
Yep.
But I have definitely spent more money on repairing my car than the car itself. And when I got it, it was on barely any Ks.
I've spent more money on tyres on this car than I have on all my other cars combined, which I think is due to the big rims, but I think it's also, it's not it's a necessary evil because I really like the car. But other than that, but I mean, you get some cars that I think my stepdad's got 3 cars in his shed that he's got like more than that on the property, but 3 of them he bought. I think he bought one for when his daughter was born, which is an old Tirana, and it is still in perfect condition, just sitting in there, and it still runs perfectly fine.
Yep.
And she's now like 33,
Yeah.
which, I mean, he's also a mechanic, so he can fix it. But
Yeah.
all those old cars, if you look after them, they're gonna run forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely
It's
a
just
thing of the
treating them
past.
for rust. But yeah,
That's the big downside of electric cars is they will have a lifespan on that battery, and a lot of those batteries are costing a lot of money.
Yeah.
yeah.
There'll be a point where that changes probably, and batteries aren't that bad. And
Got
it'll
to
just
get
be
there first. They got to make their money.
exactly. But yeah, don't know how long that's gonna take. But honestly, say I bought like a I know Toyota brought out like a crazy electric car or something, and it was like, hey, your battery's going to die after 6-7 years, and you got to pay another 5-6 grand for the battery. I would be on board with that. That's gonna, and because a lot of the time with cars, all the problems in it are to do with engine related stuff or something that isn't built so the engine will work.
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay with that, especially because a lot of those brands like Kia and Hyundai and stuff, they go, cool, 5-year warranty, for instance. If they go, your battery's going to last 5 years, we'll replace it, and then you've just got to buy the next one. Say you have it for 10 years, for instance. Your battery will die at the end of the warranty cycle, we'll fix it up, and then you'll be all good. You just buy the next one if you keep the car for any longer than that. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
If the price includes, like, obviously you're going to have to replace the battery at some point. If it's like 55 grand and you got to replace the battery and it's 7 or 8 grand to fix the battery, that's a bit of a steep hike.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't help when you have companies though making everything that, oh, you can't just buy a third-party battery. It has to be our special battery.
For stuff like that,
For a car,
I'm more than happy.
100%.
For example, I mean, like cameras. I've got Sony cameras here. You can buy third-party Sony batteries, and majority of the time you get 60 to 70% what the Sony ones are.
Which, when the build quality is great, yes, cool. I'm all for that. But when they're doing things like, going back to computers, for example, using HP as an example, a lot of HP pre-builds will use proprietary parts that if you have something go wrong with it, you have to get the parts from HP.
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
So HP, one of the reasons I like this computer, I looked at the previous models of it.
You did mention it's all off-the-shelf parts.
It's literally the RAM is Corsair. The power supply is, what's a power supply brand? Like something like that. It's I think the GPU might be like a HP. Surely not.
It'll be either a Gigabyte or an MSI.
Yeah, and I think the motherboard's MSI. It's like all these weirder parts. The only thing that it doesn't have a brand on is the SSDs, but it's probably just
that might
Samsung.
be crucial.
Yeah, but they're all legit brands that you can just buy
The
and
case
swap
is
out.
HP, isn't it?
The case is HP.
That's
But
very cool.
this computer is designed to be easily modifiable.
Well, that's good then, because like all the HP computers I've worked in the past, pre-builds especially, like the small form factor ones are normally everything has to slot in a certain way.
Yep.
They want you to use their parts. RAM especially, I don't know why it is that HP went through that phase of everything needed to be, needs to be our RAM, otherwise the computer won't work. It's just like, why? Just let me use bog standard RAM.
I will say, I think you are really going to like all of that side of this computer because it has got a few of the reviewers I was looking at. They were like, this is the easiest PC to open up I ever had.
It's all toolless, isn't it?
It's toolless. It's literally, it's a glass panel on the side and it's a button that unlocks and you just open it up.
Yeah.
Designed for you to pick and pull, and there's extra PCIe
Mine's like that. I've only got
like
two little screws. You take that and the whole front panel and the back panel come off rather than having to get any actual...
That's what my one for the
Super
Aftershock
easy.
one was like, yeah.
I've nearly smashed that glass panel multiple times though.
What would you guys be happy if consoles went more modular? I know they're starting to put SSDs in now, but if you could upgrade performance or like this module for this thing or that thing.
I think similar to how...
It will never happen, but...
I think there was a phone brand that did it and tried to make it work a few years ago.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, I looked at that the other day. I'm trying to remember who it was. It wasn't...
It wasn't CMF or nothing. There was a company who
It was
did
like that.
Yeah. One phone or something like that.
Yeah.
You could build the phone. It was completely modular. And if you wanted a better camera, you buy the better camera component, and there you go.
Was it LG?
No, it wasn't LG. It was their own proprietary thing. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was just like a square phone. The back, you could move all the parts around if you wanted a bigger battery or...
Insta360 had an old action camera where it was more modular. It had the camera unit and like the brain and things like that. That was pretty cool.
I remember seeing a Linus Tech Tips video on that exact
yes,
phone.
I'm thinking of the same. I can't think of what it was.
Yeah, I can't either. But in terms of the consoles, I love the idea. I don't I cannot see them ever doing it.
No,
just
they won't because it's because of gaming and being able to make everything
needs to
same.
run on the same hardware. You can't.
It's hard
have,
enough for the
look,
Series S and X.
the new
to
Call of Duty
be
came
supported.
out. By the way, you need this component in order for it to work at 100%.
I mean, like
It's not
they
gonna-
did have
yeah.
like rumble packs and things like that back in the day.
Yeah, that wasn't so much adding extra like performance. That was adding extra functionality and features.
Well, I mean, like, and also on the Wii, they had like the Motion Plus. There was games where you needed that.
Yeah, although the first couple of games that came out with it would include that with the game.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like
it's
Wii Resort,
yeah, Sports Resort.
Sports Resort.
Yeah, there was.
they
I mean,
came
there
with
is
it.
some games. where
Phone
you-
Blocks is the brand it is. It's got. That's the design I was looking at. There is LG did do one. But yeah, if it was stuff like that with the console, you can take the lid off and you go, you want a better fan. You can just plug and play the parts without diving too much into actually customizing it.
Bit random. What tech brand do you think's had the biggest blow up or glow up in the last 10, 20 years?
MSI.
I disagree. I think it's LG. LG used to be a cheap brand, and now they're like the leader of everything that, like not everything,
okay,
a
in
lot
that
of things
term.
they do.
I was more thinking
I
like
say
a brand
everyday
that went
consumer
from,
products, like
Yeah,
big picture
MSI definitely has grown. I remember buying my first MSI computer
back
about
when
a
they were
decade ago.
barely known. And
Yeah, and it was just like for gaming laptops, and
Yeah.
they do make like commercial laptops. A lot of people don't know them, but MSI, yeah, they're definitely bigger, but they're just known as
They're-
a
they're
brand
now-
now.
Well, yeah, they're a mainline brand.
I
They're-
wouldn't
they're
say
not-
that yet.
Well,
I don't
okay,
think.
if you know,
Lenovo's even struggling to get into that space,
yeah,
and we know this firsthand. Like it's Asus is. It's definitely like HP and Dell,
yeah.
and that people will be like, oh, that's a computer.
yeah,
Yeah, and then you get what's that other brand they had for a while that I'm trying to think of. I had one of the laptops.
Acer,
No, it started with T.
Toshiba.
That's the
Toshiba,
one.
yeah, Toshiba.
That
they
fell
went
off hard.
Yep. Well, they went bankrupt.
I remember.
Acer.
No, I think they're still around. They changed name and
No.
got bought or partnered with someone
Well,
else.
they went into administration, and I think it's the name just been bought, or there's like a
Yeah.
little subsection. But yeah, Toshiba were a big one back in the day.
Yeah.
Acer, but I think I feel like it's probably LG.
Yeah. Although the other one, I mean, I saw this firsthand the other day. TCL was not a brand I remember much from.
No,
Like
TCL.
when I was a kid. I know they're huge.
Oh no, TCL. So if people don't know, TCL's a TV brand.
They do phones
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, they do phones actually. Yeah, and I think they do tablets
Yeah.
as well. I don't know if they just sell them.
But they're like-
They do a bunch of whatever they have a main product in. They usually kind of
Yeah.
spiral around.
But they're
to other
basically
stuff.
like an industry leader at the moment.
Oh, the number 3
Sellers,
for
yeah.
computers. Not computers, TVs. Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like they're really just TVs when people think TCL. Where LG, for example, they're
Everything,
leaders for
homewares,
TV.
Yeah.
white goods.
White goods, computers.
Yeah, I don't really think of I know they do computers.
Yeah, they do the LG Gram.
We've seen plenty of them, but I don't really think of, hey, what's a
Oh no,
good, I don't think of
I agree,
computers
but
when
I'm saying that it's something else that they do.
Yeah.
That's
Everything
big,
else
yeah.
though, like you just said, like all the white goods and everything, and phones even. Yeah.
Phones, TV, monitors, really good monitors. I've just got a new LG
Ultra
on
Gears,
the way.
yeah.
I can't wait for that new ultra wide. But no, I think they're one of the ones that's really blown up in the last,
Especially
whatever.
since the OLED game picked up.
Yeah, when I think of OLED, I think of LG.
I mean, they make the majority of the panels for all
Yeah.
the OLED TVs anyway. So
I mean, like I could get like nitty picky and like nitty gritty. I don't know why I said that. Like with, for example, I've got Sony cameras. Sony's new to cameras.
yeah,
They started making cameras in the mid 2000s. Where you compare that to Nikon and Canon, which have been making them since 1920. They did buy out Minolta, which was another camera brand that was around for decades.
I'm trying to think what other brands. I'm just thinking of everyone.
I mean, Xbox is still pretty. No, it's not recent, but it's still.
Microsoft. I mean, they've
No, but Xbox, not Microsoft themselves. Xbox. I mean, to be fair, that Xbox only maybe like 6-7 years older than or younger than a PlayStation.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think PlayStation with Sony has definitely expanded a lot more. Like they did the PlayStation TV and they did the handhelds and
Yeah.
Sony do TVs as well. So like it's
Sony's a strange company though, because a lot of their companies, they're sort of like
They make tanks.
they do.
No, that's Samsung make
Samsung.
tanks.
Samsung make tanks.
tanks.
Yeah, we know that. Someone won't shut up about that.
Brock.
Not definitely not Brock.
I know who
but-
does.
Sony is very much like Rockstar. We'll talk about last episode.
Yeah.
They are one. Well, actually not. They're a bit more like EA. We'll talk about last episode. They are a conglomerate that owns all these other companies that they basically renamed to Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sony cameras does have they would have barely any correspondence with Sony TVs or with Sony. Well, there's probably a Walkman division still, but
Yeah,
all
for
these
all those
different
old
parts,
promotional ones in movies.
they're all different companies basically. I mean, they're the same company, but they're not like all in-house type thing. To my knowledge,
They need to send a bit more love to the TV department.
they do. Sony TVs are not what they
I
used
got
to
like
be.
the last good year of TVs, the old what was it, Bravian 900.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
It's great for the whatever I paid for it, 2200.
As a very quick side topic, do you think it's odd how it's no longer the Microsoft Xbox, it's no longer the Sony PlayStation, you're more just thinking of it as Xbox and PlayStation, but when it comes to the Switch, it's still thought of as the Nintendo Switch?
Well,
It's not
because
just the Switch.
I've never thought of the PlayStation or the Xbox as the Microsoft or the PlayStation, like the Microsoft Xbox or the Sony PlayStation. I never thought of that. Nintendo just does games, so I think that's the distinction where they need to iterate. Oh, it's this company's this. Where
Yeah, I think Nintendo focused a lot more on we are proud we made this console. It's called the Nintendo Switch. Yes, it's still called the Sony PlayStation.
but all
it's
their
PlayStation.
consoles have been that.
Yeah, but it's
I think they push that a bit.
Yeah.
but like if you go PlayStation, you don't go, oh, I'm got the Sony PlayStation 5. It's the PS5. They focus on making it short so
Yeah.
it's memorable.
Yeah. So, for example, when you see an ad for a Xbox or a PlayStation, they just say PlayStation, or they just have an Xbox like the logo. Where for Nintendo, they actively say Nintendo
No, they don't. They just have the click noise now.
but it still says Nintendo on it. And also you got, going back in day, like
We've got our PlayStation sign. You can't see it.
Nintendo.
I thought you were pointing at the mic for a second.
Nintendo. Now you're playing with power and things like they push that for years.
Yeah.
And actively say that because people think of, I have a Nintendo.
It didn't
so
matter if it was a
fuck you.
GameCube or anything, or it just had you have a Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So, Rick,
That, bro.
That was that tiny aside.
Yeah. Well, with that, do you have anything else you want to say, Brock?
We'll save it there.
Yeah, we'll save it there. I don't think we did that last
I was
episode.
literally just thinking. I don't think we did that either.
Yeah,
No,
that's all right.
we break from tradition.
Yeah, we did. Oh, we're back,
We'll
baby.
edit it. Tom can edit it back in.
Woo! If I can remember. All right. See ya.
Ah.
Bye.